500,000 in life. High blood sugar causes heart disease, kidney failure, strokes, gangrene, blindness, Alzheimer's, low medication, depression, bad behavior, and more. The amount of deaths caused by sugar, all of these afflictions combined, leads to more deaths than automobile accidents.
For me, without a doubt, my addiction to sugar. What I found out is that for decades, scientists have been trying to prove how addictive sugar was. But it wasn't until 2008 they actually found out without a doubt sugar is highly addictive.
Good evening, everyone. Can everyone confirm they can hear me?
Good evening, sir.
All right. Let's just take a few moments to wait for others.
Good evening, all. Good evening. Good evening. Please confirm if you can hear me. We are 14 people on this call, so yeah, Toyib can hear me. Only Toyib. Afolabi can hear me. Afolabi Temidayo. Glory can hear me. Collins can hear me. David Zikeolua. Okay, yeah, I can confirm at least 6 people can hear me. So, and we are just 14. Well, all the same. So, once again, I welcome you to Dive Africa Techstars 2.5. Dive Africa Techstars 2.5. It is nice to have you here. So I'm welcoming you on behalf of the Dive Africa team, and we are excited to have you here with us. I want to tell you that you made a bold decision to invest in yourself, because the greatest investment you can make is what? Investing in yourself. If you invest in stock options, time will tell. Anything can happen. You invest in crypto, anything can happen. The market might go bad. It can go bad, and it's not predictable. Of course, we remember the financial crisis of 2008. But when you invest in yourself, it is always there. It is always there. So it is a bold decision to invest in yourself, and we are here to guide you every step of the way. We are here to start. So at Dive, we believe that technology. Hello, sir. Oh, so sorry for that. Um, at Dive Africa, we believe that technology is not just a career path; it is a tool for transforming life and shaping Africa's future. It is not just a technology. It's not just a way to um, it's not just a career path, it is a tool for transforming life and shaping Africa's future. So we welcome you once again. And firstly, we would like to acknowledge and thank our instructor, Mr. Ayomide Michael. He's on this call with us. It's a lot, recording the videos and all, and the work he has put in to make this a success. So after thanking God, it is just very, very important to thank our instructor. Of course, he he was here even before some of us. So thank you, sir. On behalf of on behalf of the student, I'm saying thank you. I'm saying a big thank you to you, sir. And lastly, I want to say thank you to you, the students, because if you are not here, there's nothing we can do. Although we say we want to help Africans, we want to give back to Africans, but if Africans are not willing to receive our help, then it's going to be fruitless. So thank you so much for trusting us. Thank you for signing up. Thank you so much for trusting us with your journey. So I'll just in the next 2 minutes, I'm just going to repeat what was said in the general onboarding last week Tuesday. So this training is going to last for 3 months. 2 months of intensive training, that's theory and semi-practical, because you learn along the way. You learn the more the videos you watch, you practice. It is hands-on experience. The more you watch video, the more um you attend classes, the more you know, the more you learn. So you practice alongside your theory aspect. So it is 2 months of intensive training and 1 month of project-based collaboration. So the project-based collaboration, 3 months of bootcamp and 1 month of defense. So after 2 months, you guys will be paired with your colleague from other groups, other tracks. You guys will create a live product. And after creating the product, you defend, and after that, you guys can decide if you want to move on with it or you want to decision whatever products you build. Along the way, along with your classes, you'll be having mentorship session. This will be fortnightly, probably 2 times in a month or once in a month. But you guys will be having mentorship session. And like Mr. Chris said during the bonus session, we have tribes where you guys will be paired with some of your colleagues, probably 2 to 5, where you can collaborate on whatever you don't understand in class. Maybe you watch a video and you don't understand. So your first line of defense, we call it first line of defense, is your peer group. That's your tribe. So you tender it to them. Oh, I watched this video on JavaScript and I don't understand. So you do understand. If they say no, then you can bring it to your instructor. We are doing this so that we can reduce the burden on the instructor. We can reduce the burden on it. It's a lot. So we are doing this just as a buffer to to help the instructor so that they won't experience burnout, because of course this is a lot. They have a full-time job and they are still trying to help us to get so many people on board tech. So it is a lot. So for structure and communication, Slack, as we already know, is our main official communication platform. So that is where you get all the updates. During the last onboarding, so we had an onboarding today, and someone was complaining that we didn't post something on our WhatsApp channel. Of course, we have a WhatsApp channel. So at times you might forget to post something on WhatsApp channel, but the Slack channel is your main bet to get all whatever is happening in that Vibe. So that is our official WhatsApp channel. The Slack, the WhatsApp, the official communication channel. The Slack is just there to help, just as a second option. So that's that. And while you are using Slack, you can reply on Slack. You can reply on Slack. While on WhatsApp channel, you can reply to any announcement. So that is that. And every track has their own class web. We'll be choosing a class web before the end of this onboarding session. I think that will be the last thing we will do before we disperse, before we call it a day. So every track has a class rep and an assistant class rep. So their job is what? To bridge the instructor and the student. They are just the connector between the instructor and the student. So whatever you don't understand in class, whatever maybe you miss an assignment, you'll be missing the class. It is your duty to get across to your class rep. Oh, I won't be attending this class. I might not be able to attend this assignment, to submit this assignment on time because we are having light issues around that. So it's not they are your go-to person, and they will relay your complaint to us. So it is very, very important. You can't just bag into your instructor's DM and start ranting and start complaining. No, there are other two things. We have structures. So first go to your class rep, then the class rep will get across to us. That's the, and for weekly schedule, we'll be having live classes probably on Sunday for you backend people, probably on Sunday evening, just like this, or whatever time that will be chosen by your instructor. So that will be communicated to us later. So we'll be having live classes alongside your pre-recorded classes that you're watching on your LMS, and it will be happening on Google Meet, just like we are having now. So lastly, before I go, after giving you so much, after giving you all of this, we are giving you everything for free, all this package for free. One thing that we expect from you, that we demand from you, we are not asking you for money. We are not asking you for appraisal, even though we might ask that for that at the end of this training. But the main thing is what? For your impact, for you to be impacted, for you to gain whatever you are here to gain. So what we expect from you, and to do that, what we expect from you is what? We expect your commitment, expect your discipline and collaboration from each of you. We expect your 100%. What your instructors are giving us they are giving their 100%. The developer team, you are giving 100%. So it is just normal for you to do the same, to replicate and to reciprocate it. So we want your 100%. So show up, do your assignments, and ask questions. Show up, do your assignment, and ask questions. Manage expectations. If you are given a task and you will be submitting on time, you will be delivering on time, it is your duty to manage expectations, not 9 minutes. Do it before time. Let's say you have a deadline to meet on Friday, and today is Wednesday, and you know that on Wednesday, you know, I might not be able to meet this task. You should say it that Wednesday, not on Friday. And lastly, you need to graduate from this cohort, from that Africa Techstar, you need 80% class attendance. Like I said, there will be classes every week, live classes every week. You need 80% class attendance. So let's say you have 20 live classes. It means you have to attend 16, at least 16. So it is very, very compulsory. So we are saying this now, so we will have problem later. So you need 80% class attendance. 80% class attendance. So with this 3 point of mind, I hope I've been able to convince you that you have you made the right decision, and that we need your all. You need to give your all to this project so that you can get whatever you want to get from it. So I'm urging you to maximize this training. It might be free, but it is not free. It might be free, but it is not free. Someone paid for it. So thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me a listening ear. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Yomide Michael, our instructor, are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm here. Once again,
Uh,
good evening.
okay, sir.
Once again, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Ishurua. My name is Amide Michael Oludare, and I'll be your backend instructor. I'll be sharing my screen for this onboarding session. Please confirm you can see my screen. Okay, so this is the onboarding session for the backend track of the Dive 2.5 cohorts, and I'll be your instructor, like I said earlier. On this slide I have with me, firstly, I want you to know what this bootcamp is about. On this bootcamp, just like Mr. Ishelu have previously said, you'll be getting 8 weeks hands-on learning journey, which is 2 months, and on the 3rd month, you'll be working on a project. For this backend track, we'll be focusing on Node.js, Express, and MongoDB. Node.js is our runtime, Express is the framework, and then the MongoDB is our database. In this cohort, you'll be having coding sessions once in a while. We'll majorly be using the LMS, but once in a while, we'll be having coding sessions. And just like Mr. Shilua said earlier, on the 3rd month, you work on a project. So the goal is to be able to build and deploy a fully functional REST API. So your backend API is what the front end, the mobile application will consume. By the end of this, by the end of this training, on the 3rd month, you should be able to deploy a REST API for the front end and the mobile team. That will be the project we're working on. What's it called? The industry the project will be is not decided yet, but once that is done, it will be communicated. All right. So the learning outcome, like I've said earlier, by the end of this training, you understand the backend architectures and APIs, how the backend works, how API works, how the internet works. You'll be able to have enough knowledge of that. You'll be able to build and test RESTful APIs with Node.js and Express. Yes, you'll be able to build APIs for the front end and the back end for the front end and the mobile app to consume. Again, you'll be able to connect and manage data using MongoDB. And MongoDB is just one of the type of database we have. We have Postgres, we have MySQL, there's MongoDB as well. So for this cohort, you're using MongoDB. You'll be able to implement authentication, authorization, and the security best practices to ensure bad guys do not come into your APIs and change 1 or 2 things. Also, at the end of this bootcamp, you'll be able to deploy production-ready applications to the cloud. When I say applications, I'm talking about the systems, the backend systems you've built. So the tools you'll be using Node.js, Express, MongoDB Atlas. This is a cloud solution for MongoDB. You'll be using Postman, you'll be using VS Code, and you'll be using Git and GitHub. So what I want you to do now after this onboarding session is to download Postman and VS Code. is to download Postman and VS Code on your system and Node.js. Download Node.js, Postman, and VS Code. Let's go down. So once you have that, we'll be good to go. And this has been previously mentioned. The communication channels are the Slack channel, primarily the Slack channel. You can also communicate within our Dive LMS, but majorly the primary communication channel now is the Slack channel. You'll be able to communicate with other peers in your programming group, and you'll be able to share your weekly feedback as well. And earlier it was mentioned that we'll be having our weekly sessions maybe on Sunday like this, so you can also share feedbacks and get guidance from there as well. And that is all for my onboarding. Thank you for deciding to be on this track. I want to congratulate you first, then assure you that you'll be able to get enough knowledge to build a backend system yourself at the end of this journey. Thank you. So now this is the question and answer session. If you have any question for me, you may raise your hand and I'll call your name. Davis Ikeolua.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
I want to ask that by the end of the training, is it that are we going to be ready for industry ready by the end
Yes,
of the training?
teaching you everything we'll be teaching you are things those in the industry that in the production level. So by the end of this bootcamp, you'll be able to build industry-ready applications.
Okay. Also, I want to ask, for someone that wants to, is it possible to um divert to go into machine learning later on from learning backend engineering?
Okay. So the programming language they majorly use to do machine learning is Python. However, if you already have programming knowledge, it should be easier for you to move to any other programming language.
All right, thank you, sir.
So do we have any question else from anyone?
Yes, I have a question, sir.
Okay, you may proceed.
So my question is, that Node.js, are we going to learn JavaScript from the beginning or just that Node.js?
Yes, you are going to learn JavaScript as well.
All right, sir. That's my question.
All right. So anyone else? Luna.
Good evening.
Yes,
So,
good evening.
my question is, as someone with zero coding knowledge, zero experience, this is actually my first time trying to learn. Do you think the duration would be feasible for a first time, a beginner, a complete novice? That's what I want to know. Is it very novice friendly or yeah?
Okay. So The videos we've prepared, the sessions we've prepared are beginner friendly. So if you're a beginner, you don't have any coding knowledge, you'll be able to understand JavaScript, the variables, the data type, and then once we are good with that, we'll move to Express. So this boot camp is beginner friendly.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. AGK.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, I want to ask, most of the tools that we're going to be using, are they free tools, or we are going to be required to pay for some of those tools, like some of the tools that I'll be using for authentication and authorization? Are they going to be free tools, or maybe the ones that we're going to be using, we're going to have to pay for them?
So everything you'll be using will be free tools. The VS Code, the Postman, Git and GitHub, MongoDB, everything will be free. I mean, these things are open source, so anything that is open source, you get it freely.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, Davis.
Um,
So after
the
this,
question,
we'll be having more people and we'll be good to go.
okay. So the question I want to ask, the software, are we to download them before the app, or will download it during the class?
You have to download it after this onboarding session, before the class.
Okay.
Perfect. Henry.
Yeah, thanks again. I wanted to ask another question following what the previous guy just asked. The softwares that we are supposed to download. Please, I don't know if there's a way you can put a list of how to get those softwares online, maybe links of how to go and get those software, or should we just go to Google and start typing? Maybe create a list of what maybe we are supposed to get our VS Code, Postman, the links that we are supposed to go to and get the softwares from, so that we can download them in preparation of our commencement of our classes. Because I have VS Code, but I don't know about Postman.
Okay. That will be provided. The link to the resources will be provided. It will be sent to the Slack channel.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. You're welcome. Do you have anyone else? Okay. If we don't have anyone else, I think we can bring in Mr. Christopher to close the onboarding session.
So I have a question, sir.
Okay, you can proceed.
About the LMS. So they said they are going to send us a link. So is it when we want to have the class, they are going to send us a link, then we click the link, or we are going to have the LMS with ourselves after registering all those stuff? I don't understand that LMS stuff.
Okay, so the link they are talking about will be like an invite. It will be sent to your mail. So once you get the mail, you'll be able to create your account on the LMS, and then for subsequent classes, you just log in and go for your class.
Yeah, all right, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, I think that will be all. Mr. Christopher, are you with us?
Hi, good evening. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Michael. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Once again, please confirm you can hear me. Okay, great. Thank you. So, good evening once again, and thank you all for joining. Thank you, Mr. Yomida. I'm very grateful. We're very grateful to have you on the Marco in this session and the rest of the class for this course. Okay, so there are a few things I just need to address before we call it a day. First, someone had asked earlier that I think that was Luna, if I'm not wrong, you don't have any coding experience here. So the way we designed our curriculums are all designed by an instructional designer, right? So we designed it in such a way that even someone that went to, say, a college of education in Nigeria and is a school teacher, someone that is a school teacher can join the class and be able to learn through the process. So we make it beginner friendly so you can pick up and then become job ready at the end of the 3 months, right? So like I mentioned during the general bootcamp, it's not like we are coming to give you the entire world into your in 3 months. Some things you will learn on the jobs. There are something that you just cannot be taught until you're actually on the job, right? So those ones you learn on the job, but would get you to a point where you can get a junior backend role. That's the plan, right? So it's not just learning; you also build stuff. That's where even the hands-on bootcamp comes in. If you're a part of the general onboarding, like I mentioned. So after learning this process with your instructor, you will now get to be paired in teams where you will get a design. A front-end person is implementing the design, you're writing the endpoint for the front-end person to consume, right? So by the time you're done with that, you're already job ready, technically, right? You could go look at our go on our YouTube, we see our demo session, then our last cohort onboarding, you see what people like you have built earlier, right? So I think I just need to mention that so you have nothing to be scared of. You had seasoned instructor and yeah, and then you be rest assured you're in a good hands. And then for the invite, you would get an invite max tomorrow morning, but you should get it before the end of today, but max tomorrow morning. That will be inviting you to elements. So from the elements you get the learning resources, right? So you also get a timetable by maybe tomorrow morning as well that would tell you when your sessions will be holding. So you would have live sessions every week. I don't know if Mr. Adeyemi had mentioned it when he was opening the sessions. You have live sessions every week with your instructor, and then you have one general live session with the AI person. Everything will be spread out in your on your on the timetable that will be sent to you, and then you would have one career session once fortnightly, right? So you get an invite that would invite you to the session. That's from where you would access all of the learning materials, the learning resources that you would need, right? Yeah, I think those are the two important things I was going to mention. And then the last one, okay, before that, let me just mention that you would get the links to download all of the resources that you would need for this class, like your VS Code, Node.js, and the likes. You would get the link on Slack. It will be sent to you on Slack, and then including your curriculum. Your curriculum, you also get it on Slack as well, so you can always follow through as you're being taught. So the last thing is, so for every class, we like to have a class rep or a class captain, as whichever word that sits well with you. The idea is because it makes it easier. We find out from our previous cohorts that sometimes it's difficult. People struggle, but it's difficult for them to reach out to a comms manager because maybe I don't know for different reasons. Right. So we decided that for this time we are going to use a fellow student like you. So it's easier to relate with your fellow student than to relate with somebody that you think is afar off. Right. So so we would like somebody from within you to become, so you can either choose to nominate somebody or volunteer yourself to become the class instructor. Right, as a class instructor, we know that we understand that everybody or most people are working. Some of you are students, right? Some are working, some are just busy with one thing or the other, right? So it's not that will take so much of your time or you'll be bored with so much activity. The whole idea is if communication needs to be done between instructor and your fellow students, or between or between the admin and your fellow students. You and that those communication will be routed through you right now. If you do not have so much time and instead want to be the class rep or the class captain, what that would mean is if the instructor is saying, okay, you guys should go and download these resources, and you will need it for the next class, or you need it for the next session, or you need it for the next material that you will be studying or that you'll be looking at together. And because you do not have the time, and let's assume that the session is holding this evening, and you have sent it like since early in the week, because other people didn't get it because you didn't have the time. So for your own availability, other people would not be suffering. And so we guys say that at least this name looks familiar, Nafisat. When you last course, so we usually say that you have you have a bit of timing to be able to communicate, at least move messages. Usually communication basically with your fellow students. And so that being said, I guess I was clear enough on that matter. So what you do for me is, if you intend to want to be the class captain or the class representative, or you want to nominate somebody, you could just type the name on the in message box. So we'll just get it. We'll get all of the names of everybody that's interested, and then we'll do a poll. The person with the highest number of likes or votes or whatever the case might be becomes the class rep, and then or the class captain. And then the person with the second highest number of votes becomes the assistant class captain, right? And then we'll just pick things up from there. So I'll just await your response on the in-call message. And if you need clarity on anything I just finished saying now, everything I just said, now you could just indicate so that I can also adjust that quickly before we call it a G. Right, I'll be waiting for your response. If nobody responds, okay. So we have Glory. So I need to get your full name. I think Glory is Glory Rimar. I don't know. I'm trying not to spoil the name. Okay, I guess it's Glory Rimamde, right? Okay, a can name Glory. Okay, so we have a can name Glory, and then we have Abdullah Abdulwasiu. So I want to believe. Okay, we have Abdullah Abdulwasiu. So are there any other person that might be interested? You can just put your name before we call off the meeting. Okay, GK, you have a question, please. You have the mic.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. So I wanted to find out, because I missed a little bit from the beginning of this video, this call. I don't know if we'll be having, we'll be putting it on YouTube for others to go through, because I'm not the only one. I can see that some people joined after me also.
Yes. So sorry, I think that skipped my mind. My apologies. That skipped my mind. So every of our sessions are recorded. Every sessions that you'll be having, particularly every live sessions are recorded, and you have access to them at most 24 hours after the session on YouTube. So if you miss any session, you can we advise not to miss, because part of the requirement for graduation is 75%, at least 75% attendance, class attendance, right? And those class attendance are majorly recorded during your live sessions, right? Because I mean, it's free. You're technically not paying. When we share our curriculum, you can compare our curriculum with what you have with other people other schools that you're paying for. Ours is technically free. It's free totally. We're not asking you to pay a dime, right? So if it is free, what we expect from you, it means that to you it is free, like Ademi had mentioned. To you it is free, but to us it's not. It's really not free. So much resources have gone into it, right? So many people are putting in their time to make this thing work for you. For most of you, I mean, for some of you that are already in tech, maybe you're trying to switch a role or just upskilling, might be beneficial to you, but there are people that are just coming in for the first time, right? They don't have that resource to pay for expensive schools to learn, right? So that's one of the reasons why we're making it free, right? So what we expect for you is to put in the effort, giving the work, right? Now what that means is we are very strict with that. and you just find out that you come to log in one day, then you cannot log into your LMS because you've been breaking the rules. And so that's why we try to plead before time so that we will not get to be having that back and forth later in the course. And so, but every sessions are recorded, you have access to it, and then you can always rewatch. That's I want to believe, say maybe for one reason or the other, you joined the class late, or maybe you're having issues with your network. In the class, you're having issues with your network, so you're able to maybe maybe skipping, so you can just go and rewatch, or maybe you're in the full class but a little distracted, or you really don't understand because some people like to watch and rewatch before they get what was being taught. So you can always access it. Yeah, I think I didn't mention that. So I guess that will be all. Anybody have any other question? Henry can go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. I guess this call will be recorded and posted by tomorrow, so I would like to go through it. But also, I wanted to ask, what about the support that we'll be needing? Because I believe that from the orientation, we said we're going to be having assignments, that you're going to be giving us assignments. So how the support for our assignment, in case we are lost and we are confused on something, do we have access to our instructors to guide us?
Yes, so that's one of the roles that your class will be playing for you, right? So if you need to, because the instructors are all the instructors for every track, they are all busy professionals, right? Particularly your instructor is very busy. I must tell you that it's very busy. In fact, that's why this class was even rescheduled. right. So, but however, you have access to your instructor. But what we try to do is so you do not, so that people, you might be cultured, but some people might not be to a degree or might not understand official diplomacy. So people don't get to start bugging to their DM during work hours, or maybe they are trying to, for you as a backend person, and maybe so is hustling, is struggling to maybe debug a problem, and then you're entering their DM and just disturbing them with one very little thing that maybe a classroom can just assist you with. So that's why we say, okay, you have to route it through your class rep, right? But in most cases, your instructor will be available. He will let you know what works for him. If it's to say, okay, just drop the message on my DM. When I have the time, I would look at it and then I'll respond. If that will work for him, he will let you know. Or whatever works for you, work for him, he will let you know. But however, the idea is, but I know generally he would have a day that you can, if you have any concern, you can always bring it. He would assist you. Generally, there will be a day for that. However, he will let you know what works for you within the class. But you can always assist the instructors. They are not good. They are following like you on the edge. So yeah. So I guess that will be all. Mr. Ayomide, unless you want to say you have anything to add, we might just call it a day at this point.
Okay. Hello, good evening.
Okay, Mr. Ibrahim, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I'm just joining now because I did not know the class will be scheduled today, and two is that I thought they said they will be updating the class on the WhatsApp channel group. So because the notification for this app is not popping up on my phone, so it was even a friend that posted it now that I just feel like, oh, the class started, sir. So can you help us to fix that? Because if you check the WhatsApp channel, the class is not updated and I don't know anything about this stuff. Sir.
Okay, so apologies on that. Right. Two things. First, on your Slack, I don't know the device you use, if it's an iOS or an
Yeah, I
Android
use
device.
an iOS.
Okay, so I would say that you should allow Slack notification, so that way so that way you're able to get notification once the notification drops. That's one. Secondly, the entire session is being recorded and it's very short. Sorry, there's a bit of noise in my background. There's a mosque beside me I spraying. Ibrahim should understand better.
Okay, yeah, I
So
understand. No problem, sir.
there is the session is being recorded. You can always go back to YouTube and rewatch it because it will be uploaded by maybe this night or tomorrow morning. You can always rewatch it on YouTube. It's being recorded. But however, my apology about that WhatsApp one. I guess it was an issue with that communication part. But I think it was dropped on Slack. But yeah, that will be fixed in case of next time. Thank you for
Okay,
stating.
yeah, thank you, sir.
Mr. Davis.
Sir, I just want to make mention of the Slack app. I don't know. The notification is not showing whenever there is message, like new message on the app. I'm not using iOS, I'm using Android.
Okay. I think what you should do is you should go and fix your notification on your phone, because sometimes most people would have switched,
Yeah.
possibly not allow that to start to be sharing notification. Because even on my device, even though I'm not always on that Slack channel from time to time, I still get notification once it drops. Because I put it on so I can always see important updates. So I would suggest that you do go and maybe make some adjustments so that you can always get notification once they drop.
So, actually, sir, I don't know. My notification is actually on for the app. For real. It's on for the app. I didn't off it.
Okay, I am not sure why that case is specific to you, but however, we'll look at it anyways. We'll look at it and then we'll see how best we can help later.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So I guess that will be all for now. Or if any person has another question to ask, we can just call it there at this point.
Sorry, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Nifemi, good evening.
Yeah, please, I have a question. After the training, is there like a sort of internship, or so that I will not just learn, finish, and that will be all, sir? So that's my question, sir.
Okay, yes. Onyiloye Nifemi. Sorry, I'm not calling your name right. So if you are joining our general onboarding, we had mentioned, right, that there are two things that we try to do. Let me just restate it for the sake, because you just asked that question. We're partnering, we've partnered and we're still partnering with organization to see how best we can help, right? So we partner with Get Linked, right, for their talent pool, right? So for everybody that finishes our bootcamp, you have access to the Get Linked talent pool. So you take the assessment, and then you qualify for your talent. So from there, HRs would start reaching out, and then you might be lucky to have an internship placement from there. However, there are other organizations that we've also partnered with that we will send, depending on the role that they want and the number of roles that they need. We'll send the people that are available there, or we can even post the opening generally for everybody to see. And then, sorry, this one is coming. Okay, so we would send get your information to school. We could send it across, or we send or we put out the opening and then just specify for the recent graduates, and then you'd apply internship placement. And some in some cases might be junior roles. The idea is just to help you have production level experience. Right? That's the whole idea. That's the whole idea for the internship placement. So yeah, would try as much as possible to do that. Our last quote, if a couple of persons had internship placements, a few, I guess, yeah. So I don't know if that answered your questions.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, I guess that'll be all. Okay, so AGK Henry, I see that you just added your name now. Actually, the pool was already created before your name came in, but I've asked that the pool be reposted. So all of you get the pool. You can just post, you can just vote immediately, and then we can pick our class over, and then we can pick things up from there. So that being said, Mr. Ayomide, if you don't have any answer to say, I guess that would be all for today. We can call it a night. Do enjoy the rest of the Sunday. Good night. I'll see you guys we'll meet again on Monday. Bye for now.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night, everybody.